The morning bell rang across Orion Academy, a large school built for many species across the galaxy. Hundreds of young aliens walked through the silver halls. Some had scales, some had long tails, some floated in the air. And near the far wall, a small girl walked slowly. Her name was Lira. Lira was an Ariel, a peaceful alien race known for their beautiful wings. Her wings were light blue, soft like glass feathers. They were meant for flying in the sky of her homeworld. But here on Orion Academy, they only brought trouble. Because every morning, the same thing happened. 3 large students waited near the hallway corner. They were Kragons, tall, strong aliens with hard armor skin and sharp teeth. The leader, Drax, cracked his knuckles as Lira walked closer. "Well, look who came back," he said with a cruel smile. His 2 friends laughed. Lira stopped walking. Her wings trembled. "Please, just let me pass," she said quietly. But Drax stepped in front of her. "No flying birds allowed here." Then he grabbed one of her wings. Snap! A loud crack echoed through the hall. Lira screamed in pain as feathers scattered across the floor. Students looked for a moment, then looked away. No one wanted trouble with the Kragons. Every morning it was the same. They broke her wings. Every morning, they healed slowly again. Aerial wings could repair themselves. But the pain stayed, and the fear stayed longer. Drax pushed her to the ground. "Maybe tomorrow you will learn to stay home," he laughed. Then the bullies walked away like nothing happened. Lira sat on the cold floor, trying not to cry. She slowly picked up the broken feathers. Her wings hurt too much to move. But she stood anyway. Because she had learned something about this school. No one helped. No one cared. At least, that's what she believed. Until the day the human arrived. The doors of Orion Academy opened with a loud hiss. Students stopped talking. Because someone new walked in. A human girl. Humans were rare in this part of space. Many aliens had only heard stories about them. The girl looked around calmly. She wore simple clothes, a dark jacket, and boots. Her brown hair moved slightly as she walked. Her name was Maya Carter. She had just transferred from Earth's United Colonies. The alien students whispered, "Is that a human? They look small. I heard humans are weak. I heard humans are crazy." Maya ignored the whispers. She walked through the hall like she owned it. But then, she saw something strange. Near the lockers, a girl with broken wings slowly trying to stand. Feathers covered the floor. And 3 large Kragons were laughing nearby. Maya stopped walking. She watched quietly. Lira tried to walk away. But one wing dragged painfully behind her. Drax noticed the human staring. He smirked. "What are you looking at, Earth Girl?" Some students stepped back. "Humans rarely fu aliens." It never ended well. But Maya didn't look scared. She walked closer. Slowly. Calmly. Her eyes moved from the broken wings to the bullies. "What happened?" she asked. Drax laughed loudly. "School rules." His friends laughed with him. Maya looked at Lira. "Did they do that?" Lira looked down. "Yes." Drax crossed his arms. "Got a problem with it?" For a moment, the hallway became very quiet. Because everyone expected the human to walk away. That's what most students did. But Maya didn't move. Instead, she sighed. "You know," Maya said calmly. "On Earth we have a rule about bullies." Drax tilted his head. "Oh really? What rule?" Maya cracked her knuckles slowly. "The rule is simple. If you hurt someone smaller, you better be ready to fight someone bigger." Drax and his friends started laughing again. "Bigger," he said, looking down at her. "You are tiny." Students whispered again. This was going to be bad. Very bad. But Maya suddenly moved. Fast. No one expected it. Her fist slammed straight into Drax's nose. Crack. The giant Kragon flew backward and smashed into the lockers. The hallway exploded with shocked gasps. Drax's friends froze. The human girl had just punched their leader across the room. Maya shook her hand slightly. "Yep," she said calmly. "That hurt you more than it hurt me." Then she looked at the other 2 Kragons. "Well, anyone else want to try?" For a moment, no one moved. Even Lira stared in shock. Because humans were supposed to be weak. But this one did not look weak at all. Drax slowly stood up. His nose was bleeding. His eyes burned with rage. You stupid human, he growled. You just made the worst mistake of your life. Maya smiled slightly. Maybe. But I think you did. The bell rang loudly again. Students quickly backed away. Because everyone knew something now. A fight had started. And it was not finished. Drax pointed at Maya. This isn't over. Then the Kragans walked away down the hall. But their faces promised revenge. The crowd slowly began whispering again. Lira looked at Maya with wide eyes. Why did you do that? She asked softly. Maya shrugged. Because they were wrong. Lira shook her head. You don't understand. They will come back. They always do. Maya smiled. Good. She looked down the hallway where the bullies disappeared. I was hoping they would. For the first time in a long time, Lira felt something strange. Hope. But she didn't know yet that the Kragans were not just school bullies. They were the sons of a powerful alien war clan. And tomorrow morning, they were coming back. With friends. And weapons. But the bullies had made one big mistake. They thought Maya was just a human girl. They did not know. Humans were the most dangerous species in the galaxy when they protected a friend. And tomorrow, Orion Academy would learn that lesson. The hard way. The next morning at Orion Academy felt different. Students walked through the halls more quietly than usual. Many whispered to each other while looking toward the main entrance. Everyone had heard the story from yesterday. A human girl had punched Drax, the strongest Kragon student in the academy. That kind of thing almost never happened. And when someone embarrassed a Kragon, they always came back for revenge. Lira stood near her locker. Her wings had healed a little overnight, but they were still weak. She moved them carefully. Her eyes kept moving toward the entrance doors. She felt nervous. Very nervous. Because she knew something the other students did not. Drax was not just a bully. He was the son of a Kragon War Clan leader. When Kragans were insulted, they answered with violence. Lira. A calm voice spoke behind her. She turned. Maya stood there holding 2 small cups. Hot chocolate, Maya said, handing one to her. Lira bilinket in surprise. Thank you. They stood quietly for a moment. Finally Lira spoke. You should not have fought them. Maya raised an eyebrow. You wanted me to let them hurt you? No, but Lira looked worried. You don't understand Kragans. Maya took a sip from her cup. Then explain. Lira lowered her voice. Drax's father commands warships. Their clan is very powerful. That means Drax can call others to help him. Maya nodded slowly. That explains the empty hallway. Lira looked confused. Empty hallway? Maya pointed toward the entrance. Almost no students stood nearby anymore. Everyone had quietly moved away. Everyone except them. Lira sudanli understood. They are coming. At that exact moment, the main doors opened. Boom! The heavy metal doors slammed against the walls. 10 large figures walked inside. Kragans. All wearing dark armor. And at the front, Drax. His nose had healed, but the anger in his eyes had not. Students backed away quickly. Some ran. Teachers suddenly disappeared into classrooms. No one wanted to be part of this. Drax stopped in the middle of the hall. His voice echoed loudly. Human. Maya slowly finished her drink. Then she handed the empty cup to Lira. Hold this. Lira stared. You are not serious. Maya stepped forward. I am always serious. She walked toward the group of Kragans. Drax smiled when he saw her coming. Good, he said. I thought you might run away. Maya shrugged. I was thinking about breakfast. But this works too. The Kragans behind Drax laughed. One of them stepped forward. He was even bigger than Drax. His armor had deep battle scratches. This is the human? He asked. Yes, Drax said angrily. She attacked me yesterday. The big Kragon looked down at Maya. You are brave. Or very stupid. Maya tilted her head. I hear that a lot. Students watched from far down the hallway. No one spoke. Everyone felt the tension. 10 Kragans against 1 human. It would be over in seconds. At least, that's what they believed. The big Kragon cracked his neck. We will teach you respect. He swung his giant fist. Fast. But Maya moved faster. She stepped sideways and grabbed his arm. Then she twisted. Hard. Crack. The Kragon screamed as his arm bent the wrong direction. Before anyone could react, Maya kicked his leg. The giant alien crashed to the floor like a falling tree. The hallway exploded with shocked gasps again. 2 Kragons rushed forward. Maya ducked under one punch. Then she drove her elbow into the alien's stomach. The second Kragon tried to grab her, but Maya jumped and kicked him straight in the chest. Both aliens hit the floor. 3 Kragons down. 7 still standing. Drax stared in disbelief. What are you? He whispered. Maya rolled her shoulders. Human. The remaining Kragons roared in anger. Now they attacked together. But Maya moved like water. She slipped between them. She punched weak spots in their armor. She used their weight against them. One by one, Kragons fell to the ground. Some groaned. Some could not even stand. Within less than a minute, the hallway was full of defeated warriors. Students stared in complete shock. No one had ever seen anything like this. Maya stood in the middle of them, breathing calmly. Only one Kragon remained standing. Drax. His confidence was gone. His hands trembled. This is impossible, he said. Maya walked toward him slowly. Not really. She pointed at the fallen warriors. They are strong. But they fight with anger. Then she pointed at herself. Humans fight with practice. Drax stepped back. You will regret this. My father will destroy you. Maya stopped walking. Oh, then he should come talk to me. Drax's eyes widened. You think you can fight a war clan? Maya smiled slightly. No. She looked around the destroyed hallway. I think they should be worried about fighting humans. Then she turned her back and walked toward Lira. Like the fight was already finished. Drax stood frozen. He looked at his fallen clan members. Then at the human girl walking away. And something new appeared in his eyes. Fear. Lira stod speechless. She looked at the 10 Kragons on the ground. Then at Maya. How did you do that? She whispered. Maya shrugged. Earth schools are rough. Lira almost laughed. But then her expression turned serious. You don't understand. What happened here will spread across the system. Kragon clans do not forget. Maya nodded. Good. She picked up Lira's cup. Because humans don't forget either. But neither of them noticed something important. High above the hallway, a small security drone floated silently. Its camera recorded everything. And the footage was already being sent across space. To someone very powerful. Someone who now wanted to meet the human girl who defeated a Kragon war squad alone. And soon, the entire galaxy would start asking one question. What happens when humans decide to protect someone? The video spread across space faster than anyone expected. The small security drone at Orion Academy had recorded everything. 10 Kragon warriors attacking one human girl. And losing. Within hours the footage reached many places across the galaxy. Military stations. Trading hubs. Alien governments. And finally, a massive warship floating in deep space. The ship belonged to the Kragon War Clan. Inside the command chamber stood a giant Kragon covered in battle scars. His name was War Chief Varkon. He was Drax's father. A warrior feared across many star systems. One of his officers played the video again. They watched Maya throw the warriors across the hallway. Silence filled the room when the video ended. One officer spoke carefully. Chief, should we send soldiers to the academy? Varkon did not answer immediately. Instead he watched the final moment again. The moment where Maya walked away calmly. Like she was not afraid of anyone. Finally Varkon spoke. That is not normal. The officer looked confused. Chief. That human, Varkon said slowly. Moves like a trained fighter. Another officer stepped forward. Humans are weak compared to Kragons. Varkon turned his head slowly. His yellow eyes were cold. No, he said. They are not. The room became quiet again. Because War Chief Varkon had fought in many wars. And long ago, he had fought humans. He pointed at the screen. That girl fights like a human soldier. The officers exchanged worried looks. So what do we do? One asked. Varkon growled softly. We go see her ourselves. Back at Orion Academy, the day seemed normal again. But Lira could feel something was wrong. Students whispered everywhere. Everyone had seen the fight video. Now they looked at Maya differently. Not with fear. With respect. Some even moved out of her way in the hallway. But Lira still looked worried. Maya, she said quietly while they walked to class. Yes. The Kragon clan will not ignore this. Maya nodded. I know. Lira stopped walking. You know? Yes. Maya looked out the large window. At the sky above the academy. I think they are already here. Lira followed her gaze. And suddenly her heart froze. A giant shadow moved across the clouds. Students outside began shouting. A massive Kragon warship descended slowly from the sky. Its engines shook the ground. The entire academy stared in fear. The warship landed in the large field beside the school. The front ramp opened. Heavy footsteps echoed. Dozens of Kragon warriors marched down. And behind them, one giant figure. War Chief Varkon himself. Teachers panicked. Students ran inside buildings. But Maya did not move. She simply watched. Lira grabbed her arm. We need to hide. Maya shook her head. No. Running would make this worse. The warriors stopped near the academy entrance. Varkon's deep voice echoed across the field. Human. Everyone froze. Even the wind seemed to stop. Maya stepped forward calmly. I'm here. The giant war chief looked down at her. His size made her look very small. But Maya did not look afraid. You are the one who defeated my warriors, Varkon said. Yes. You humiliated my son. Maya nodded again. He started it. Some Kragon warriors growled angrily. But Varkon raised one hand. Silence returned. Then he asked something unexpected. Why did you fight? Maya answered simply. Because they were hurting someone who could not fight back. She pointed to Lira standing behind her. The war chief looked at the small winged girl. Then back at Maya. You risked your life for someone not your species. Yes. Varkon studied her carefully. Why? Maya shrugged slightly. That's what humans do. The warriors behind Varkon whispered. They did not understand. Varkon slowly walked closer. Each step shook the ground. Now he stood only a few meters away. You are either very brave, he said, or very foolish. Maya crossed her arms. Maybe both. For a long moment, they stared at each other. Then suddenly, Varkon laughed. A deep, powerful laugh. The warriors looked confused. Even Drax looked shocked. Varkon turned to his soldiers. This is what I told you. Humans are dangerous. He looked back at Maya. Not because of strength. Because of loyalty. Then he pointed at his fallen son. Drax. The young Kragon stepped forward nervously. Varkon's voice became cold. You attacked someone weaker. You brought shame to our clan. Drax lowered his head. Yes, father. Varkon pointed at Lira. You will apologize. Drax looked shocked. But. Now. Drax slowly turned toward Lira. His voice was quiet. I apologize. The students watching from the buildings could not believe it. The Kragon bully apologizing? Varkon looked at Maya again. You defended someone with courage. That is a warrior's honor. Maya smiled slightly. Thanks. The war chief nodded once. Then he turned to leave. But before walking away he said one last thing. To anyone in this system. His deep voice echoed across the academy. Remember this day. Do not harm those under human protection. Because humans. He looked back at Maya. Fight like monsters when protecting their friends. The Kragon warriors returned to their ship. The giant warship slowly lifted into the sky. Within minutes, it disappeared into space. Silence filled Orion Academy again. Students slowly came outside. Everyone looked at Maya with amazement. Lira walked toward her. Her wings moved softly in the wind. You saved me, she said. Maya shrugged. Friends help each other. Lira similet. For the first time, I feel safe here. Maya looked around the academy. Good. Then she grinned. Because I just transferred. And somewhere far away in space, the story of the human girl who defeated a Kragon squad began spreading across the galaxy. A warning, a lesson, and a reminder. Humans might look small, but when they choose to protect someone, even the strongest warriors think twice before starting a fight.